Hi, I'm Annie, and this is my boyfriend Harrison.
Hello.
To start off this podcast, I wanted to ask you, do I have your permission to record you?
Yes.
Okay. So, we've been together for 6 years. He knows a lot about me, and the whole entire reason why I wanted him to be part of this in the first place is because he's been such a big part of my life, and he hears about all the little thoughts that I have, and I kind of wanted to get his perspective on certain things. I think that'll be very interesting to hear about. And the first question I have for you is, I want you to think of a setback. What mindset did you have, and how did it influence your ability to overcome it?
So the first setback that comes to mind, my biggest setback, is I was born with a birth defect on my right leg. I had fibular hemimelia, which I'm missing the fibia in my right leg. And I was born with a club foot. My right ankle was on top of my foot instead of where it should normally be sitting. And whenever you grow up like that, you definitely learn. First off, how to have thick skin. People are going to make weird faces at you. They're going to ask a lot of questions. Most of it's not malicious or anything, but you just got to learn how to take it on the chin and keep going. And also helps me with, being able to do things on my own, because I had my leg amputated at around 12 or 13 years old, and that's right, going into middle school, and I remember getting my first prosthetic and having to learn how to play kickball again in middle school, and learning how to kick a ball, learning how to ride a bike again, learning how to play basketball. It all took time, but it makes you more resilient, and definitely makes me want to do things on my own, learn how to do things on my own, and face challenges.
Do you think you learning how to be resilient, working, how to work with your leg, do you think that's applied to other aspects of your life?
Oh yeah, it's definitely, I wouldn't call it a stubbornness, but when I set my mind to something now, I want to see it through till the end, because that's kind of goes with how I was whenever I was learning how to walk and stuff like that. It made me want to focus on it really hard and get as good as it as I can, and that's definitely helped me in my career being a mechanic. I don't think I'd be as good as I am now without that mindset. Being able to learn new things in my career and not give up as soon as something decides to get hard or give me any setbacks.
Sometimes I'm a little bit jealous of you, because me, going through the nursing program, I've had some, some of the classes, they're pretty hard, and I know being with you, seeing how you take things, it kind of inspired me to want to work through my own stuff. Mm-hmm. And it kind of just keeps reminding me, I should do it. I could do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think that's definitely something that a lot of people can learn from. I see it in people all the time, especially with my classmates at school. They'll take one hard class or one hard test and they fail and they automatically want to give up. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, the way I view it is if you don't try, you'll never know what could have been.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think there's any other any experiences that have influenced your sense of purpose, and how do you think your purpose has evolved over time?
I definitely didn't have the best role models growing mm-hmm. up, so kind of think one of my purposes was to be a good role model to my siblings. Growing up, my parents were definitely not that. My mother's side, had an abusive stepdad. They always had fighting, a lot of physical violence in the house when I was growing up, and it just made me want to be better than that, not continue that in my own life, and be the source to look for in my siblings.
Yeah.
I hope they can do it as well.
So, would you say that you had a big support system growing up,
I'd say I had a big support system.
or like a good one?
I had a good one though. Yes. My father didn't. I didn't meet him till I was 4 or 5, so he wasn't really there in the beginning of my life. And the first few years growing up in my life till I was about 4 years old, my mother was there pretty consistently. And my stepdad wasn't a very bad guy up until those points. But around that time, my stepdad started drinking a lot, and that's when he became violent. And so I started spending more time with my grandparents, staying weeks over there, and they kind of really became my support system. I ended up moving in with my grandparents when I was 8 or 9, I think, and from then on they took care of me like I was their own son. Took me to school, bought me school clothes, did everything that an actual parent is supposed to do.
How do you think your life would have been different if you didn't have them?
If I didn't have them, it would have definitely been a lot tougher. I would have had to spend more time in an abusive household, which I still think I would have came out fine, because my mindset looking into all that is I'm going to be better than they are. But I definitely think it would have been more of a struggle going to school every day through all of that, and just having a good life with all that going on.
I definitely see how that has affected you, because one of the first things I've noticed whenever we first met was how optimistic you are. Like, I think that's why we work out so well, because me, like, I always, like, I think the worst of everything, right? But then you're always there, and you're like, hey, like, you know, like, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse. And I think that's also helped me. And I see how that has, like, you know, how you become of that and what you do with it. So, do you think having like a good support system like that is something a lot of people take advantage of?
Like take for granted?
Or yeah, take for granted.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they take it for granted. I think most people expect to have a good support system, like with the average family. But when you grow up, I wouldn't say we were poor, but I say that, but I had to warm up the house when I was younger by throwing cardboard into the fireplace I got from Kohl's. So I guess we were poor at one point. But when I was with my grandparents, I don't think I was poor. They struggled sometimes, but they got me everything I needed. And I think a lot of people that have never went through that will take what they have for granted, because they've never been through any struggles like that. And it's easy to not think about that when you've never been through it.
Yeah. I think that's also would you say that's also what kind of gave you, like, more positive outlook in life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going from my mom's house when I was younger, where couldn't pay the electric bill every month, we didn't have money for food every day, to going to my grandparents, and they're able to give me food every day, clothes, bills are always paid. I didn't have a lot of nice things, but I had my necessities made, and that definitely made me have a more positive outlook.
I mean, knowing your grandparents, I feel like being, like, you can be rich in so many ways. Like, the way your grandparents love you and the way they care for you, I think they're rich with that. And, like, all that love and caring, I think it rubbed off on you. It kind of taught you, like, do you think it taught you to be, like, a better person?
Yeah, I definitely look at them as my role models. My grandpa's he's an unreal man, but he has a lot of good in him. He always wants the best for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you could rob him blind, and if you asked him for money the next day, he'd still give it to you.
Yeah. No, that is definitely right about your grandpa. He is so stubborn. Like, we will try and get him to take his medication or go to the doctors because we care about his health, but he doesn't want to, and he refuses to admit that he's getting old. But, do you think those relationships contribute to your well-being at all?
Oh yeah, they definitely made life a lot less stressful for me when I was younger, and I think that made my high school years easier for me than some of my siblings because I didn't have to stay in the middle of all the stress and fighting on my mother's side. Yeah.
So, overall, do you think, like, do you regret any of the choices or, like, the setbacks that you've had? Like, for example, do you regret cutting off your leg?
No, I don't regret any of that. I think life has only gotten better for me since I decided to make that decision.
Yeah. Because I know, especially seeing firsthand, like, the stuff you have to deal with, like, especially phantom pains and not being able to walk around as long. Like, do you think that's affected your, like, mental well-being, like how happy you are, how positive your life is?
No, because I always look at it as if I didn't have my prosthetic, I'd have a bad leg that would just give me even more problems. So I'm happy for being able to have as good of a prosthetic as I do and get around it as good as I do every day.
I mean, from what I've been hearing, like, there's a lot of things that has gone thrown at your way. You know, there's a lot of things that has happened to you that other people take for granted. For example, like, you know, having both your legs and having your family always there for you. Some people don't have that, and I find that they take, like, what's the word? Not advantage.
Granted?
Yeah.
Take it for granted?
Yeah, they take it for granted. But I definitely think that's something people should learn from. I think that would ultimately lead them to have a more positive outlook on life, like how you do. Because you kind of took all of that and found the light in it and learned how to work with it. So, yeah, I definitely think that's something people should learn to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah.